So, with the My Little Pony movie already out for quite a while, I decided to make this video, which is basically a what could have been. Cut ideas that didn't make it into the final movie, some things that Hasbro didn't want it to put into it, for reasons I can't understand, because it could have made it a lot more cooler. And if you want a more specialized video on the art book, which is what I'm going to base off, you can see the link in the description down below for a video that Spirit Productions made, which is basically more in-depth analysis of the art style, the software they used. So without further ado, this is My Little Pony the movie, What Could Have Been.
I feel the light stirring deep inside. It's like a tale still yet to be.
So we start off with the characters. The characters are basically the same in the art book except for one or two. The Storm King. The Storm King, and as you can see, it was going to look a lot more imposing, a lot more villainous, a lot more darker, yes, but it could have felt a lot more than, what is this, Mojo Jojo or something else? I don't really get it. But yeah, it was going to have a really special army, it was going to have big creatures, it was going to look like this giant monster that was actually going to threaten Equestria and not just, well, Canterlot. Also, in those character changes, we have Spike, our favorite purple dragon, which was just turned into a puffish. So basically, the design for Spike changed from a sea dragon, which looked a lot cooler and a lot more accurate to the land version, to a puffish that we've all seen. Why they did this? Well, apparently for comedy and for the kids and you know, all that sort of bullshit that Hasbro has to tell us. In the other hand, we have Tempest. Tempest at the end was actually going to get her horn back. She was also going to help them fight the Storm King's army. As you can see here, she has some sort of lightsaber, I know it looks like the Kylo Ren thing. So she was basically going to get her horn back and not all that stuff that the power is inside you, you don't need anything else. After that, the ending was also going to be a lot more different. Why? Because it was going to be an awesome battle with the forces of the Storm King and the Hippogriffs and Ponyville, and everyone was going to battle in this freaking huge storm that was in the background, and there was going to be like feathers all around and all that stuff. But apparently it was too mature for the movie. I mean, we have Tempest killing like 2 or 3 people, and then we have the death of the Storm King, so why was that into the final cut? But we only got the Trojan horse cake, which was pretty lame and just predictable at the same time. Also, another scene that we never really saw, and I would have loved to see how it was developed. I know it could have been just a filler, but it was just so much more intriguing and amazing than the plain desert where they were just all crazy and going all around. They actually got into a really big forest, a huge forest, and it's not the Everfree forest. Apparently it's something even bigger, because look at the size of these lily pads. Look at the size of Twilight, it's just like a mini Twilight, the ones that, you know, they sell around. It's just so huge, the forest is big enough, and you can see that yes, this is not Equestria anymore, this is something different. They have to go out of their comfort zone to just defend their home and get the power they need to defeat Storm King. That's basically it, because in the junior novel I hope they were making any more big changes. Like I read the Rio 2 junior novel, and they actually had a fight in there, they had a musical number that wasn't in the movie, that was at the boats. But here they only change smaller things, like Songbird's Serenade being an art pony for some reason. We also get Spike being called a domestic crocodile, and that's it. There's nothing else on the junior novel. It's basically the same thing, which I felt a really big disappointment, because, well, usually junior novels either go a different route, have different things, scenes that we didn't saw, they cut some scenes that weren't really necessary, but in here we just get tiny pieces that don't really make any sense. So, in conclusion, yeah, the movie could have been a lot better if they added these things. Let's face it, it was going to be so much more epic and it was going to be a lot better. But well, we got this, and apparently there's a sequel coming up. So I hope they really make that sequel better, because the plot points, it's just the thing that really caught it off to me. The plot points, the villain, Storm King was just not the villain I expected. So what did you think of this? Would you like to see this version of the movie instead of the one we got? Let me know down below. I'm MoonKnight, and I'll see you all later. Bye!